It's very rural. It suffered from facilities moving out of the village. So several decades ago, it used to have a butcher and general dealer and things like that. Now we've got one store, which is a cooperative store. We still have a primary school, thank goodness. And with 2 cafes, the community centre, and the RAF, who have a big presence here. They have a visitor, a family centre as well. We suffer from people buying up properties, so that's put pressure on prices. Prices have gone up, and that applies also to Longhoughton. So we suffer from second homes, holiday lets, and that saps, over a period of time, that saps the vitality of the community. And it means as well that younger people who want to live in this area can't afford the housing, so they've got to move elsewhere. In Longhoughton, Chancel Place was the last large estate to go up, which was 66 houses, and I think 15 of those were affordable. Other than that, we haven't got any that would classify as such. And that's the big problem. We've got far more properties with 4, 5 and 6 bedrooms. And again, that's an issue because people can't downsize or get onto the housing ladder easily. Well, it's come through the neighbourhood plan that we're doing, looking at housing and saying, where do we want housing? What are the needs? And so we've identified affordable housing as something that's a priority. And getting into and understanding all the issues around that, it's not been easy, but it's been worthwhile. I've got a better understanding of it now than I had a few months or years ago, but I still wouldn't regard myself as an expert. But nevertheless, we've got experts around us who can help to get to think through this and as to how we're going to deal with the problem. So yes, we know there's a problem. We think we're on the way to solving it, at least partially. We will not get 100% affordable properties, but we're hoping that we're proposing 34 new properties in the next few years, and of those 38% hopefully will be affordable. It all stems around the neighbourhood plan. That plan has got to get approved, and once it's approved, which we're hoping sometime in 2025, then we can start in practice putting things into place. But it will depend upon landowners, developers, getting all those to cooperate and see that their needs are satisfied through developing affordable housing and new estates. We've got to look at the local planning policies, which require certain levels of affordability from new build. And we've also got to talk to the landowners to see whether they are willing to go along with this and cooperate. And we've got to talk to other departments in County Council as well. But there's no other way. That's got to be done. We've got to get their cooperation, and we are doing that. So it's not been easy, but we're getting through it. Residents are firmly in favour of more affordable properties. In fact, some of them have expressed the view that 100% should be affordable of new properties. But of course, you can't achieve that. You can't unless you go for specific estates. But it all depends upon land ownership as well, because land costs money. But we're getting there, and I'm sure that we'll come out with something that's not as good as all residents would wish to have, but in practical terms, it's something that we can achieve. And you've got to work with the experts who know what they're doing and can advise you. So we've surrounded ourselves by experts of various sorts: environment, housing, affordability, a whole range of things. And I think the one lesson we've learned is that we should have moved it forward much quicker. But of course, we're all volunteers, and we can only run at the pace that volunteers can. But nevertheless, there are lessons, and if we were starting again, then we'd probably do things slightly different, but not totally different. I would definitely encourage all parish councils to do neighbourhood plans, because the opportunity arose with legislation in 2011, and gradually parish councils have taken this on. Some haven't, and maybe it's trepidation as to what it involves, but I would definitely encourage them to do that, because it's all about finding the needs of your community, what residents want. It's not about what the parish council want, it's about meeting the needs of the community. And it's also about sustainability and vitality of our communities. So looking at things like affordability and housing, about retaining a school, for example. How can you retain a school? How can you retain your one last store in the village, and things like that? And it's all about that. And in doing that, I think parish councils have to give leadership. But at the end of the day, it's the attitudes of people who we're here to serve that matter.